Okay, what do you know about support and resistance? It's such a basic topic, yet so misunderstood. I love saying that. I love saying that when I teach the basics because it's just a good starting point of it's so simple, it's so powerful, but yet half the world doesn't know what to do with it. Strange, isn't it? Like the answer is in the simplicity sometimes. Okay? So people, all of you guys are saying, so some of you guys messages are saying it's a ceiling, it's a memory, it's places where price can react from. Good. So you guys watched the two supporting videos that came with this, right? So we know one thing. If price is right here, and we'll call that P, if that's price, then support is always going to be a line below you, and resistance is always going to be a line above you, okay? Okay, so now you have the terminology embedded into your head, right? The very basic stuff. I want you to imagine support and resistance like a wall, okay? SNR equals wall and memory. Now, if the markets are going down and they pull back and they go down and they pull back and they go down and they pull back and they go down and then they pull back and then they go down, do I have multiple SNRs? Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to start with Henning's question that he brought up. Like, how many lines do we need to draw, and which ones are important? I think this is a very valuable question. How many of you guys agree that that is a very important thing to discuss? Of, well, we can draw a bunch of lines, but which one do I need, right? So I can draw a line here saying, oh, look at that SNR, beautiful. Look at that SNR, beautiful. There's a support right there. There's a resistance right there. There's a support right there. Okay, now that now that I'm done drawing all this, I have now reached the conclusion of I see more lines on my chart than the price itself, right? It's like my chart is now full of all these lines going across and I'm going nuts. It's like, okay, I don't know what these lines are anymore, right? So here's the thing. Now, there is an idea about different time frames. So Marco brought this up before this webinar, which is a very interesting question as well. What time frames should I draw these SNRs on? So let's say I'm on the 60-minute chart, and then there's a 15-minute chart. On the 60-minute chart, this is what I see. I see markets going like this, and then bam. Would you say this is a strong support that might equal resistance? Yeah, absolutely. Now, that same area, I'm going to draw it on the 15. So you got that huge range, right? On the 15 is obviously going to look much bigger, right? Like massive. So, and then it starts to go downwards. Okay? And that big line that you see on the 60 is here, but on the 15, I can draw this, I can draw this, I can draw whatever I want again. So let me open this question for your curiosity. Which one is more important and why? So you guys are saying 60. Why the 60? Some of you guys are saying big boy SNR, more strength, has more money. All of that stuff is correct. All of that stuff is correct. But there's one key piece missing. And what is that key piece? Okay, because it's filtered maybe, more people looks at it, sharp drop, holding the breaks dramatically, emotional, higher time frame, building up. Okay, so there's so much of different variations of answers throughout this, right? But we're here after to solve one question is, where do I draw it? And which one is more important to me? Okay, I want you to look at one thing. I'm gonna help you with this thing right now. When you drew this line here on your 15, I want you to show me where that is on the 60. Where is it on the 60? We don't see it on the 60. Okay, this line that you drew on the 60, I want you to show me that on the 15. It's clear. If you go from top down, everybody sees it. If you go from bottom up, there's a high chance the big boy doesn't even care about it. You see that? It's not about how much money there is. If they see it, they might do something. But for them, it's nothing on a higher time frame. So you have less money involved in those areas. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's not just about what time frame to draw it on, is who can see it? Who sees this as an important piece? Now let's talk about the different market states that you can use with support and resistance. Let's start with the three states of the market. What do we have the three states? State number one is what? Okay, we got trending. Good, good. I can see a lot of you guys are part of the Mastering Price Action course. Or you've been to some of my webinars before. Trends, channels, good. Trends, channels, and ranges. Okay, I'm just gonna put Chan, there you go, like Jackie Chan. There we go. And third one is ranges. Okay, these are the three different states. Now, all these three different states of the market have different rules for how their support and resistance work. For example, in a trend, what is a trend? The market goes, then he can hold a little bit, and then he goes again, and then an SNR might hold somewhere, and then he goes again. It's all about the highs getting lower and the lows getting lower. Agreed? So far, so good? Now that channel, that buddy channel. Okay, what's a channel look like in an uptrend? What does it look like? It goes up, pulls back, deep pullback, very good, and then goes up slightly higher than before, deep pullback, goes up slightly higher than before, deep pullback. So now, if I draw a line here and I say, oh, that's a nice support and resistance, my goodness, will it work, that SNR area, to do a buy off of? Why not? Why not? What is it because it's a channel? And when we were born, we all just, we were like, okay, there are three states of the market, and then goo goo gaga. No, we didn't. We weren't born with this knowledge. What is happening? There you go, Pavan, very good. There's no memory. Goran, we need shock. There you go. There's no shock here. There is no, oh my goodness, what happened to price? There is no shock here. So it makes sense why SNRs don't hold. You see, you can draw a line anywhere, can you not? But will it work? Is it important is what matters. Okay, so now let's take it a little bit further. Let's take it a little bit further now. Ranges, you guys get the drift on a range, right? This is a range. Okay, where is your resistance in a range? On the top, yeah. It's this area right here that prices keep touching and runs away. It keeps bouncing from that area. That's your resistance. It's proving to you it's holding. Where's your support? On the bottom. It keeps bouncing from that same similar price, doesn't have to be exact, and it keeps running away. Okay, running away far distances. But if you have a range that does this, what about that last part there? How do you feel about this range now? Okay, Vinayak, you're saying weak. Abhinesh, you're saying sideways. Money spot, sell, it's ending. Okay, good. There are some signs that you're saying, I can't trust this. It doesn't look like it's bouncing hard off of it. Why is it not bouncing hard off of it? What's going on? Something is wrong. Okay, all right. Let's move a little bit forward into this, a little bit forward. Let's say you have determined a line in the sky, okay? A line that you drew from the 60, and you can also see that the 15 agrees with it, and you have a line there, and you're like, that's my SNR thereabouts. So far, so good. You all with me? We have a line that, assuming you guys have picked it out from the 60, looks nice for you because you're a 60-15 trader, and then on the 15, you can also see it, and you're like, okay, this is a good line. There was panic around it. It's good. Now let's see what prices do. If the price comes down like a rocket, it's coming down full speed, full speed, full speed, full speed. Can you buy knowing that it's going to bounce? Okay, good. Good. A lot of you guys are saying no. Good. What about this now? What if he does this and then that? Okay. Now the answers are changing a little bit. Some yeses, some nos. What if it does this? Some people saying, yeah, bro, buy it. Stand by. Some people saying no. Okay, good. I want you guys to stay with me here. I'm telling you all the answers that are coming out in the chat. So there are some yeses, some nos. Notice how in the beginning, everyone said no, and now it's shifting. Now it's shifting because now it's going into the unknown. Good, good. I'm glad. Focus on what the whole crowd is doing. Okay, so now it's going on to the unknown, and then it does this. What happened now? Okay, some people saying buy, some people saying wait, some people say prepare for a sell. It's reversing signal. Some people saying it's a good price, re-enter, it's a discount. Okay, and then, okay, what now? What now? We are right here. What now? Some people saying sell now. Some people saying still a buy. Some people saying wait. Some people saying nothing. Mixed answers yet once again. I want you to understand one thing. When the prices came down, 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 and it hit this area, what could it do? Nothing. When it hit that area again, what could it do? Nothing. When it hit that area again, this time it performed a teeny tiny bit. And then we now expect it to come back down, nice low price again, and then still work. You are just proving to yourself that it's failing, it's failing, it's failing, it's failing, and yet you're preparing for a buy. Dangerous, isn't it? Okay, you see, it's not about prove to me first and then I will buy it. It's about, what do you know about this level? What's the story it's telling you? Can you read it and saying, I got it, big boy. I know what you're saying. Okay, let me switch it up a little bit. Let me switch the story up a little bit. Same SNR level, switching up the story a little bit. Okay, ready? Okay, here we go. Markets are coming down to this area, and then they bounce a little bit. They're coming down to this area, they bounce a little bit. Coming down to this area, they bounce a bit. Coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down. How about now? There you go. There you go. Good. A lot better. There's no momentum left onto the sellers, and you have approached an area important to you. These are the ones that can be bought with some comfort and saying, here we go. Okay. Now, do you agree support and resistance, as simple as it is very powerful, right? It's not something to be taken lightly. It's very powerful. It can help you with your initiation. It can help you with your exits, but you don't always initiate because there's a line. You read everything leading up to the line. Does that make sense? So, quick quiz for all of you guys. Yeah, quick quiz. All right, I'm gonna see what you got. Ready? So here's a quick quiz. All right. Can I draw a line anywhere on my chart? Yes. The word is yes, you can. Should I draw a line anywhere on my chart? No. Good, good. That is the absolute basic, okay? Line in the sand. Understood. Next. What does it mean an SNR is important? How does it become important? Is it because when I connect something and it connects again and it connects again and it connects again and connects again? No. It's the shock. It's the story behind it. It is not, and then I connected a straight line and da da da. No. You're not trying to make a line as pretty as possible. Pretty lines mean nothing. Yeah. Okay. Good. You need something shock. You need a shock. Okay. Good. Next thing. In a multiple different time frames when you're dealing with, if I have a nice SNR, beautiful SNR on my 1 minute chart, but I do not see it on my 3 minute chart, can I use it? Maybe. If you use it, you must know you are alone there with just the 1 minute guys. How far will the 1 minute traders take it? So here's the thing. If you've done your research on the 60 minute, what is the average movement of the 60 minute? What's the average movement? Just throw out a random number as a guess. Okay, let's say 50 pips, right? So I see 50, 40. So let's say in the hourly chart, and you're like, I'm gonna buy this right here, and I'm expecting it to go up to here, right? That's a logical way to do analysis, right? And then you go down to your 15 and you're like, okay, let me read everything. Let me do the best I can. And then you go down to your 3 minutes and you're like, okay, I see this line, but nobody else sees this line. And I enter from this line, but my targets are on the 60. Can that 3 minute guy's support resistance take you all the way to the 60 profits? Not happening. Not happening. Do you understand the importance of how do you now know which SNR is important? Yes? This is how you know what levels you can use, what levels you have to be careful of. It doesn't mean you can't use them. You can do anything you want. How good do you want to be of a trader to make sure that consistency stays with you?